well, that's fucking bullshit. And you see it happening around the country with some teams too. You know, everybody says, what's wrong with this team? What's wrong with that team? Odds are it's something similar. Odds are it's something similar. You know, as a team, we act like, well, we're 11-2, and we just have to fill up. Fuck that. You know, as a coach, I didn't call one. The plays I called last year, they're all last year. They're just that, last year. As a player, any play you make, that's all last year. And I'll tell you another thing. Some of you motherfuckers didn't play a snap last year. I mean, if you're a receiver, you think you've got credit for one of Michael Crabtree's plays? You're out of your fucking mind. Michael Crabtree made that play. Graham Harrell made that play. Ryland Reed made that play. And over there on defense, same thing. You know, you think you made that play. No, Charbonnet made that play. Daniel Charbonnet. I mean, Darcel McBath made that play. Not okay. And then we came out and played these motherfuckers, and for 2 years in a row, we thought we were too good to play. Think about last year's game. The mighty 11-2 team that not one of their fucking plays count this year. We thought we were too good to play Baylor. We thought we were too good. The mighty Red Raiders, oh yeah, poo-poo, fucking Baylor, fuck you. And fuck me, and fuck everybody. That is fucking bullshit. And then we come out this year.
Good evening. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think there's any other way to intro that than we just did right there. Way to give some love. That was Holly's idea, showing some love to the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Leach, boys and girls. A national treasure to college football. It hurt. It hurt this weekend.
It stings, my guys. Yeah, that was a loss. That was a loss. That was an unexpected loss. My guys, we have seen him give a prophecy of advice on a guy who was going to get married in 9 days. We have seen him give a prophecy of advice on what is the best tailgate food, because the man never got to tailgate. We have seen him give a prophecy of advice to just any and every topic that people would throw at him. And look, he always just kind of let it roll off his back, and he always had like a great answer for it, right? He always just had these great like quips, but they weren't just like one-liners. They were these stories, right? They were these stories of all of like of how it all comes together and why it all makes sense. Mike Leach, my man, I miss you. We're going to talk a little bit about a quick story when we get this thing rolling, but Shelton, my man, we're in the studio. I appreciate the cold intro for our lost coach, Mike Leach. How are you doing today, my man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I appreciate you guys coming by the show this afternoon. It's Wednesday, the best day of the week. I mean, it just gets me fired up, gets the blood pumping. Stoked to be here. You guys, I see you guys already in the chat. Almost 100 people in the chat. I love it. Make sure we like, subscribe. We're on the way to 1,000 subs, boys. So let's get there. Also, too, I get look. Steve doesn't really like much or care about honestly anything. But there is one thing that he loves dearly, and that was Mike Leach. So I knew I texted Steve when I saw the news going down, like, hey, you might want to hop on Twitter and see what's going on. So it sucked. It's not just a football coach thing. It's a football culture thing. It impacts it as a whole. I think I don't think there was a person that hated Mike Leach. So Christy, I love you too, man. Go ahead with your story.
G's getting deep into it. Yeah. So look, we'll tell one quick story.
Yep. Go ahead.
So Mike Leach was the head coach at Texas Tech, and back in 2002, he had a quarterback that just wasn't any good, or at least in Mike Leach, his eyes, in practice, wasn't good enough that the kid was ever going to see the field. So he brings the kid in, he sits him down, and he says, "Look, you're never going to play quarterback here. You're never going to play quarterback at Texas Tech, but you are a student of the game, and I want to give you the opportunity to be a graduate assistant, and just come on into the coaching staff and start working with the players and see if we can't get them better." Look, the quarterback, lost his mind, got pissed off, walked out of the room, and walked back in the next day. He sat down with Coach Leach, and he said, "I'm ready to be a graduate assistant for you." That guy's name was Lincoln Riley, and he is obviously taken in a lot of what Coach Leach had to do with the air raid offense, and obviously we all know that Lincoln Riley has mentored what I want to say 3 Heisman champions and Jalen Hurts, and obviously doing his thing out there now with USC. So look, Mike Leach was a weirdo. The guy was a lawyer. He was a lawyer. He decided he didn't want to practice law, and he was a really good football coach. So look, he was a unique person in his own right. I loved listening to the guy talk. When he came to Mississippi State, I was so stoked because I thought, wow, talk about one weirdo to speak in front of a podium to a bunch of other weirdos. And I just thought, man, this was going to be an amazing, amazing time. And it was. Coach Leach, rest in peace, sir. We miss you.
Absolutely, man. Great guy there. Way to knock the show off, Steve. Let's hop into it. We're going to talk about the Gators in Vegas. To go into that really quick, everyone kind of was laughing at us getting a Vegas bowl game and saying oh, it's a crap bowl game. It's better than the Cheez-It Bowl, bro, because they're having a ball in Vegas. If you're gonna suck and you can land up somewhere, Vegas is the place to land. I mean, that is a hell of a place to go have a bowl game, dude. And
they're playing in the
Raiders Bowl. The freaking Stardome or whatever the hell it is.
In the brand new stadium out there.
Yeah.
I thought about that when I saw it. I'm like, could you imagine being a college player walking into the brand new stadium that
cool,
that they
dude.
just built out there? Oh,
too cool.
Yeah.
God, that's sick. I'm kind of jealous. I wish I would have went. We should have went to the game. That's on me. We're gonna talk about Jack Miller. Obviously, he's starting. Could be the future for the Florida Gators next year. We will see about that. Obviously, what are we saying with recruiting? We got some news yesterday, some updated stats on Jaden Rashada. Obviously, we got Samson coming in tomorrow. I'll get into that. Portal QB, we had a new quarterback enter into the mix. It's been crickets, it seems like, so I kind of want to go over that a little bit, see where your tempo is on that, and give you my thoughts on it. FSU is doing what Steve said they would do, and they're doing pretty well in the portal, which is pissing me off. So we're going to go over that and discuss it, and then just kind of talk about the portal in general, and then back to pick'ems for college football, thank God, because I'm pretty sure I got blasted last week with the NFL. So it'll be good to get back to normal and rock and roll here.
Comfort zone.
yeah, for real. But let's say hey to the chat really quick. We got Mom in here. How you doing, Mr. Nobody?
What's up, baby?
Alex, TK, Scott, Muddy, James Lyons, Chris G, just picking Baby Daddy. Congrats on my man. Steven Deere. How you doing, big guy? Cody Bullgator.
Mr. Nobody, good to
That's
see
the boy
you,
right
baby.
there. Sorely Pissed Missiles. Andrew Gator fan. JR Ben Smith. Alec Perry. James Lyons. Cam Bishop. What's up, big dog? How you doing? Todd Freeman. How you doing, baby? Daniel
Did we catch Demetrius?
No, I missed that one. Ed DePriest. There you go. Johnny. Muscles and Mascara. Anthony. Gator Nation. The whole squad's here. It's flowing. It's flowing. I love it. Let's get it. Let's rock and roll, boys and girls. It's spicy and hot in here. Let's get into Miller time first. Look, his teammates talking about him. This will be his first career start, which is exciting. I think it's a good first career start, to be honest with you. It's honestly the best case scenario. It's a game that really doesn't matter. It's like it's come in game one, all the pressure's on. So to me, I feel like we should see the best Shaq Miller because, again, there is a little bit of pressure for his job security, sure, but not like coming in against Utah week one. You're trying to, make the best of it. Not that kind of pressure. So we should, again, see him just, I would think, ball out. But we'll see. He's locked in more than ever, especially his teammates talk about. Montrell Johnson says he's been making some great passes, he's making some strides. I think knowing that it's his job, he's excited about it. I'm pretty sure this kid was a 4-star stud when he went to Ohio State, so it's not like he's just some slouch just strolling in here. We're just throwing some kid into the Wolves. I was huge on Jack at the beginning of the season before we had any inkling of what was going to happen. He was my dark knight. Look, I think if the injury would have stayed away, we probably would have seen him just due to the fact of what went down with. Oh, I think I just broke my necklace. What went down with Anthony Richardson a few times. So we'll see how that plays out. But look, I'm excited to see him play. I'm excited to see what he's able to do. The depth chart came out today too. It's thin, okay, to say the least. And let's go here. So we've got Xavier Henderson at the start, then Caleb Douglas in front of Jaquavion Fraziers, which is great. I mean, look, Caleb Douglas was a freshman from last year, so excited to see him play. Henderson's obviously a sophomore. And then we got Ricky Pearsall, who I'm expecting to stay. I haven't heard any noise. People keep asking if he's leaving or going. Who knows, to be honest with you. I don't know anymore. We got Kingsley. He's obviously a freshman. We've got Cameron Waits at right guard, redshirt freshman, getting the start. Michael Tarquin, redshirt sophomore. The young boys out there. Obviously, Jack Miller. He's a redshirt freshman. He's got some time left on the board. Let's see any other freshmen that are starting. Bernie's getting the start. Good for him. That's the defense kind of looks somewhat the same. Obviously, Derek Wingo starting over Ventrell as a sophomore. So it's going to be a young group, but I'm excited to see it play. I really am. I know we're all kind of like, what's going to happen? But it's the future minus a few pieces. So I'm looking forward to it.
Look, the one thing I'll always say, and look, FSU hasn't made it to a bowl game in a couple of years, but it doesn't matter whether we're in a bowl this year or not. If it's my team, I always look at watching FSU play, regardless of how bad they have been sometimes. I always look at watching that game as a privilege. I look at watching my team play that I root for, even when I get frustrated and I just want to break things, which I have. I still look at it as a privilege to watch them because I enjoy it so much. So look, anybody who's like, I don't really want to see this game. If that's the case, then don't watch the damn thing because you're not a fan. You're not a fan. You should want to see some of these kids. You might lose the game, but you may want to see some of these kids who are going to come in and be depth this year, who could be playing for a starting job next year. Watch them grow. Take the opportunity in a game that may make you feel like you don't care to invest in the team and watch them grow. It's the how you build with the team, and you get to know these kids, and you can say 2 years from now, I watched that kid play, when he was a sophomore, and so that was his first start, and he made 2 tackles. I did it with the Frosted Flakes Bowl. I watched that stupid thing out in the middle of nowhere, Arizona, at 11:30 in the morning one day. Look, enjoy football for what it is. Yeah. Enjoy football for what it is. Because Shelton and I have talked about this even just a couple weeks ago. We started talking about it in the summer, and we kept talking about it during practice, and then we started the season, and it felt like we went to sleep one night, and we woke up, and we're like, where did it go? We lost the whole damn thing.
It's already
because
over.
all we were doing was worried about the week to week, and
I love the bowl games because it's the holidays. You're hanging out. You're just stuffing your face with food and just chilling on the couch, relaxing, all cool, getting ready for the new year. Just watching some football, man, and you're seeing kids just sling it. So I'm excited. It's gonna be a good time.
Take it all. Look, I'm happy for Jack Miller. This may be his only shot at ever starting a football game for the University of Florida. Maybe. I could be wrong. I know that Florida is extremely active in the portal right now. And quarterback, it looks like maybe even the number 1 quarterback in the portal. We'll talk about that here in a minute. May be a top target for them. But look, Jack Miller's going to go out there. He came in with high accolades. This is going to be his shot to go out there and see what he can do. I understand that you guys are going in a little bit undermanned, but who cares? Let's go in there.
Let's play the game, baby. I'm fired up.
Support the guy.
Let's
get it done. You're playing in Vegas.
Let's get it done, baby. Everyone put your spacesuits on.
Just for the record, you guys got a crazy draw. You guys got a 9-3 Oregon State team.
Got nowhere to go but up, baby.
Come on. Guys, get pumped up for it.
We could have got a 6-6 Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. My point exactly. I'm not going to lie to you. I agree from where you're coming from.
Shout out to Ali Perry says, enjoy my birthday with you guys today. Happy birthday. And I'm also having a baby girl tomorrow night, wishing for prayers and blessings for me and my wife, all baby Gators. Ali, congratulations on your birthday. Congratulations on your baby girl. That's too cool, man. I love it. It's exciting. As a new dad, I love it.
2 birthdays back to back. I like that.
Alex said we're excited. We're excited. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Get pumped up, guys. Let's go. There we go. Sorely. There you go, Sorely.
Hey, can you read that North Florida white trash? From Super Chat?
Nope.
$2 for North Florida. You got to get better at that. You got to get better at that.
I caught it, though. I caught it.
Yeah.
All
right, boys. The noise. Oh, here we go with the recruiting noise. Good news is Rashada, they added a star. They tossed someone. They threw him a cookie. They see what's going down in Florida. Like, here you go, Rashad. Here's an extra star, which is great. That's 2 5-stars coming into Florida with Derek Lagway, DJ Lagway as well, which is exciting to me. I think that's great. That's great for Billy to pull 2 massive studs, 2 massive 5-stars. We haven't seen that in a while. We talked about that with Connor Clark last time he was on the show, so that's huge. That was some great news this weekend. I think a few other guys dropped, and I think Rashada dropped in rankings too. But I mean,
how do you drop if you picked up a star?
I don't know. It hasn't updated on the 247 yet 100%. I don't believe. I'm still trying to, because we haven't got a number. It still shows us 18 4-star recruits. It hasn't given us our 5th guy yet. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. But where do we stand with the recruits? I talked about it on Monday. My energy was high. I've had waffles the last 4 days in a row to prepare for a massive pancake breakfast tomorrow. And I'm getting, Twitter isn't shy, and any stretch of the imagination. And it looks like the bag has been delivered. If not from us. Ruiz can't hold water and spilt the beans. We've noticed with these big dogs. I need huge cock to pull one through for me tomorrow. We've noticed that these guys they kind of sprinkle it out there. So obviously Ruiz tweeted out something with something and then put pancakes at the end of it. Which never looks good for us. So that's never fun. That's never fun. Holy crapola. Frederick Balls 92 just gifted 20 memberships. Holy.
Money don't make money.
Wow.
Hit the FSU button too. I don't know who says
unbelievable. All these guys just became members. This is incredible. We're doing a giveaway today to our members. So wow. This guy's amazing. He came on the show the other day and gave us some love.
Here they come. Yeah, they're all popping in. There's all the memberships.
I don't know how that works, but basically we just got like 20 new members for the show. Like, this is incredible.
Welcome in, guys. Welcome in.
That guy's awesome. You guys are amazing. The support's been unreal lately. I love it. I appreciate it, guys.
They were all here to see if we would say the North Florida white trash.
Yeah. They are ready for us to fumble the bag for sure. Yeah. So Samson, look, I've heard multiple things, boys. I think right now, he's been posting a lot on his Instagram, and that to me makes me feel a little bit good. Could it be the massive troll? God, I hope not. God, I really hope not. But I don't know. I really don't know anymore. It sucks. Look, to be fair, and people will ask me like, "Hey, you shouldn't go and get all dressed up and look like an idiot." Stop. Okay. I'm always gonna go look like an idiot. Okay.
You don't know us very well. We've been
best
doing this
believe
for a long time.
I will be suited up. I've got a new suit for tomorrow. It's gonna be a special one.
Oh,
regardless of the outcome. I always full send it, boys. You always gotta fully send it. Cody, how do you do that? I don't know how you do that, Cody. I'm shocked too. This guy's amazing. It's wonderful.
Somebody ask the man and then duplicate it. Let's go.
Look, it's not looking good. Desmond Ricks has been 50-50 to LSU the entire time. That hasn't been a secret. So that's kind of been the same consensus the whole time, all the way through. He loves LSU. He said that time and time again. So that one was always going to be a stretch, always going to be a big pull. Jeremiah Smith, the number 1 wide receiver 2024 class, was tweeting at DJ, going back and forth. Thought that was a shoe-in. Not a shoe-in, but it felt really good. And then he commits to Ohio State today. I don't know what's going on. John Walker, I saw some noise. I was reading a little bit. It seems like we have made some heavy headway this weekend. And then it all just kind of went by the wayside, and it looks like UCF pulled him back. And Tyree Patterson, 3-star wide receiver, they yanked him. They yanked him from underneath us. UCF did as well. Wow, the members are just going through this. Is crazy. So that's happened with John Walker.
Welcome into all the new members, or all the. Good to see you guys.
He gave it all to him. So that's awesome. And then Jaden Platt, the 4-star tight end who was committed to Stanford, he's visiting Texas A&M. I don't feel nervous about Texas A&M from what's been happening, so they don't concern me that much. But we had a great visit with him, so we'll see. And the last, we got Rusal and James Smith. I had some heartbreaking news. Is today. This was the first time I won a 247, and they had a crystal ball, both of them to Alabama. I've never seen that. They haven't had anything. They've been QA this entire time because nobody knew what was going on. So that's where we're at. Animal. My name's Sheldon. This is Holly.
I'm Holly.
So we look, and then who we got left? Jordan Hall looks like, even though he had a great time at Florida, his mom wants him to go to Florida. It looks like Uga's the lean there. So all the hype that I was pumped for doesn't look like it's looking as pumped and as exciting as it once did, which really breaks my heart and soul.
Sure. Okay.
But I can't get over all those memberships that my man just gave out.
Yeah, pop the names up, maybe. I mean, look, I think we got a little bit comfortable with most people knowing who we are. By the way, for everybody who's new here, I'm Holly, and this guy over here to my, that guy right there. He is a Florida love bug. He will hump an inflatable missile in a heartbeat. He has no qualms with telling you how much that he is a Florida fan, and I am the resident Florida State fan. So I hope that doesn't lose any memberships here.
Yeah.
We
hey, everyone calls it Sheldon with a D. It's Shelton. I mean, it doesn't really bother me because I know it's a very simple mistake, but
I call you worse every day.
Yeah, that's very true. Look, but here's what I'm gonna say. Okay. I know the noise. I know the recruits are coming out and saying all this stuff. I'm going to always believe and double down and always be ready to rock and roll and hump a spaceship any day of the week. So, look, it's not over till the fat lady sings. There's plenty of time left with some of these guys. I'm dialed in and hoping we get these things done. Look, I know Billy's going to take a lot of flack if he doesn't pull this off. After 6-6 season, we talked about it with Connor, excuse me. A top 10, tickling a top 5 class would, be able to counter that. Even at some great activity in the portal, which we've seen very little of that, would help with that. But right now we haven't seen that. And I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's too much noise at once. I don't know. I really don't. But I know that we as Florida fans are going to get antsy. And things got to get moving quickly for Florida fans not to completely blow a lid. I think, look, if we can pull Sampson, I saw Chris G in here. He said that there's a phone call happening with Billy tonight. With Billy tonight. Yeah, I don't know how much of that is true or not, but that maybe, I don't know, maybe that's him saying, hey, it's you, it's not you, it's me. Or it's him saying, hey, let's ride, baby. Let's ride. From what I read as well, it looks like the NIL offer was bigger from Miami to Sampson. Right, yeah, so I'm going to start a GoFundMe.
But gosh, if you look at Miami right now, they didn't make it to a bowl game. Look, they're recruiting very well, but how much of that is because of the money? And then, look, they've got 3 first-year players already in the portal. Does that mean that Miami felt that they have so many good players coming in that they're maybe telling some of these freshman kids to go elsewhere? I mean, maybe that's more of a personnel, procedural thing where you're trying to get rid of some guys to make room for new guys coming in. Maybe, I don't know, man. It feels weird because Miami didn't show me anything. Tyler Van Dyke has said that he's coming back next year for Miami, and I was under the impression that there was no other option.
I am shook.
Where were you gonna go?
I am shook that Miami's able to do what they've been able to do because look, you're basically creating another Texas A&M situation. That's what it looks like to me.
Real fast, they have a Texas A&M player, a 4 or 5 star kid who was a Texas A&M commit last year, who's a freshman, who's got Miami in his top 2 in the transfer portal. Why are you leaving one shit show for the next shit show?
Are you just going around collecting bags? Is that what you're there for? Crystal Ball sucks at coaching. There's nothing. The recruiting aspect of it, they take a few cute photos. It doesn't even seem like they're dialed in. Miami doesn't care about even flaunting it. It's just let's go get some snaps. Let's go talk about the money situation. It's look, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. But it just feels like it's not recruiting anymore. Chris Paul's a great recruit. No, he's just signing fatter checks. And it's and then you're just going to go and lose and play for a shitty stadium for a shitty fan base. I'm shook about this. I would
rather get my Texas A&M money and play in front of a Texas A&M
if I'm Billy, it's hey, you can go and make a quick 50K quick or 100K bag. Or you come play here, you'll earn a nice, healthy NIL check, and then you're going to go to the league and make $20 million. So give me 3 years to make $20 million, or take a quick $50K to just disappear and go to the abyss. That's right. How I would pitch it. Obviously, money in front of you right now is way more appealing, but it's just, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to bitch or anything like that. I know it sounds like I'm bitching, but it's just, golly, dude, it's crazy. Because, look, here's what's going to happen. Miami's going to land this massive class. Miami's going to be flaunting in our face. And look, to be fair, guys, I'm not concerned about the class that much. I'm more concerned with the state of Gator Nation and how Gator Nation's going to respond. That's my concern. Look, I trust Billy and hey, whatever we get on the field and put on the field, it's going to be the best version of what it can be. And sure, we might be, down a few slots, but a top 10 class still going to be healthy, so excited for what's to come. But I know that if we don't land these guys, it's going to be riot in the streets, and that's what I'm afraid of. I'm not afraid of missing them. I'm afraid of how we're going to respond to it. You know what I mean? So, look, what's going to happen? I was like, I'm not even worried because I know next year all these cats are going to flip back to Florida anyways when they realize, yeah, this was a dumpster fire. What the hell am I doing? So they take their quick bag and then they dip. That's how, you know what I mean?
That's possible. That's 100% possible. Now, so I'll touch on this, and maybe it's a thing, maybe it's not. I'm not sure how the NIL works for a player, but is it a situation now where you can maybe just kind of be an NIL jumper? Like, let's say hypothetically, you go to Texas A&M, you get that first bag, right? You don't like the environment, you're not happy with it, and then you have somebody like a Ruiz out in Miami, and you could get that one free transfer. So now you get that Texas A&M money, and now you've got Miami money.
2 bags.
And then, you've got 2 years. If you're that good, maybe you got 2 years worth of playing football.
Sure.
A year and a half of playing football before you can maybe declare. I don't know. It feels like this is very transactional. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I mean, all this money being thrown at these kids, and anybody who's a 1-year player at Texas A&M who's like, you know what, I'm thinking Miami is the place to go.
Fuck no. Hey, real quick, we got a few super chats. Let's get to it real fast. Cody says, are you worried about the Napier hasn't gotten a top 50 player in 2 years, first with Perkins? Now these guys, 2024 he has 2. But yeah, it is a little concerning. It is a little frustrating. I was hoping we would get one of them, but yes, a little frustrating. Super chat from Sorley says, why the F are we donating every month to the collective when we can't land these big time players? Answers tomorrow after the commitment. Look, I think Eddie Rojas is going to be busy on the Twitter Spaces. I probably should reach out to Eddie, see if he'll hop on here. We've talked before, and I can maybe message him on Twitter because I think he's always willing to talk and pump the Gator Collective. If this falls through, I'm like, yo, we got you. You better hop on here, bro, because people are hot. They want to know what the hell is going on. So yeah. Let's talk. I'll see what I can do, guys. I'm close, obviously, with Jen from the collective, but Eddie's obviously a little more busier. So we'll see what happens, and then we got a little Beaver in here. Hey man, Connor Johnson, what's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. Make sure you subscribe here and come here and talk shit. I respect it, but super chat from Animal says Josh Pate made a great similar point about the NIL on his show the other night. Yeah, I saw people sharing it. I didn't watch it, but I've been wanting to watch it. I just haven't had a chance to. We'll see. Gators basketball won 82-48. Good. We'll start talking about those guys shortly. I know not everybody likes basketball, but Steve and I do. We enjoy it, especially March Madness. We get heavy into that. So
big time. Stick around for this. I know it feels like football season's over. It's far from over. We got bowl season. We've got the recruiting wrap up in the first week of February, and then my gosh, what do we roll into? We roll into tournament basketball for the conferences, and then the big.
I know football season's over, but Steve and I, we don't stop. I'm excited for because eventually the stink from 2023 wears off, and it's like, all right, or 2022, and it's like, all right, new season's here, boys. Let's rock into it. So you know
it's
how
all new from here.
Yeah, you know how we rock and roll, boys. So make sure you guys subscribe if you're brand new here. Drop a like. I got 200 people in the chat. Welcome to the stream, boys and girls. Like I said, the family's been growing insane over the last few days. We are just moments away. We're about 300 away or 200 away from 7,000. So if you guys could help us get there, that would mean a lot. We have a pretty hefty goal. It was a goal early on, and now I feel like if we keep grinding, we could get there. Trying to hit 10K by the end of the month. That's a hell of a goal. I know it's massive, but the kid doesn't stop, and I'm gonna keep just pumping out content.
He does. I'll give him credit. Like I wake up every morning. I put my feet on the ground. It's usually around 6:30. I've got like 3 notifications from my own YouTube channel about what new stuff that's popped up, new things that are going. And then I bump into Shelton, like throughout the day, and he's like, "Hey, did you see the video, dude? I've been awake for like 4 hours. No, I haven't got to it yet." He's
Lock
like,
it
"Man, I did like 7 videos. Lock it in." I'm like, "Damn, I'm behind here."
Super chat from Animal. He says, "Please provide an example of how the NIL works. I am confused." So how it's supposed to work is we've discussed this before. Is look, I mean, the collective, how they function is they are a brand, an agency for these players. So they bring these players on, and for example, we had Lorenzo on, and when Lorenzo would come on, the collective would pay him for his time on the show and for the time that he worked with us, because they are his agency and they're representing the collective and himself and etc. So and then when they had the whole signing thing, they had like 4 players at him, Anthony, Rashad, and Zipperer. They had all of them there. You had to pay to go to that event. I want to say 50% of what was collected went to those players, if not more, right? And honestly, to me, it's kind of like a way to wash money, right? You can kind of pump money through there. Like, yeah, we sold 8,000 tickets at $150 a pop. And then now you're paying these players more than what you actually sold. I wouldn't be surprised if that's how it's being operated through as well. That's me being hypothetical here. That was me just kind of off the top of the dome there. I'm hoping, I mean, obviously, Gators, they've praised to do it the right way, and I imagine they are. They landed, obviously, Anthony landed a deal with the Gatorade, excuse me. So that's what it's for. That's how it's supposed to be. They're selling their jerseys through Fanatics, so the players, for every jersey sold with their name on the back of it, they get a percentage of that, right? That's how it's supposed to be working. The other thing is, too, they're allowed to create content and now collect brand deals, when before they couldn't do that. And we've talked about this before. There was a kid that was massive on Twitter or TikTok or YouTube or something, and they're like, "Hey, you have to stop making your YouTube content. You can't. It's either this or that."
From Utah,
and he's like, "Well, screw you. I'm gonna go make content because it's gonna pay me more than what you guys are paying me." So that's how it's supposed to be. How guys are finding loopholes, and I have a whole video about this actually, the top 5 NILs, and what Florida's now doing is they've connected with the actual university. And so now the university is plugging the NIL, and I haven't seen other universities do this yet, because like Miami, for example, like John Ruiz doesn't have any connection with the school.
He's rogue.
Yeah, the collective at some point did not either. I would ask certain things like, "Yeah, we can't do that. We can't do this just yet," et cetera, because they were just a third party, and they had a relationship, obviously, so they would allow those things because they're working together, but not, right? Ruiz is obviously working with Miami, but it's more of his own business, and he has 2 companies like Cigarette RC and something else that he's, again, funneling money through to these players. Like, yeah, like Cigarette RC just sponsored this kid for the next 5 years and paid him $2 million. It's a loophole, and that's where it gets a little messy, but that's how, in a nutshell, how it's functioning. Hopefully that explained it. If not, I suck. But
no, you're exactly right. A great way to put it, even for now, is I can't remember her name, but there's a gymnast from LSU, and
yeah, she's a baddie.
Yes. But I mean, she is officially like a social media influencer, and millions of viewers, millions of she's making. In college, she's making $200,000 a year, but she's able to do it because she's not asking. Hold on.
Don't disrespect her like that. She's making
that way more than that. I know. Oh, because she's got like endorsements from like Lululemon and a bunch of these like
ridiculous
workout. Yeah, it's retarded. But
so
but that being said, it's a bit. But they're doing it by themselves. The fact that it gets a little bit weird when the university has to have somebody step in and pay the players a little bit differently. But for somebody like the girl from LSU, she basically self-promoted it, and then other people bought in. That's the way it's supposed to be. It hasn't been that way, obviously, for big time.
So
sports.
Look, here's what, and we talked about this too. I think we had Judd on when we talked about this. But we discussed, like, how do we fix it? How do you maintain this a little bit? And we said, well, this wouldn't work because this isn't how it's supposed to be done. But it seems to be like that's how. Because in an article I read from On3, they said that the NIL offer was bigger from Miami than Florida. So money is a full-blown conversation. I think early on we were like, money's not involved. Like, trying to play this like card, like, nah. Bags are being thrown around. That is part of the conversation now. So my argument and how I feel, because look, eventually Florida should be able to compete, in my opinion. I think Florida State doesn't have the same money bags as Florida and Miami does, right? And they're doing pretty good in the portal, but it's not as deep as these guys. They haven't been around as long. Florida hasn't been around. Florida State, excuse me, it hasn't been there. I mean, they were a girls' school for a little while, so they don't have that long tenure of just cheddar, right? And especially Texas. Like we don't even get started with them, but there has to be a salary cap in a sense.
USC.
Yeah, USC, there has to be a salary cap if they want this to work properly. I know things are still going to be broken, but I mean, of like, hey, like you only have X amount to hand out. That would even the playing field a little bit because, I mean, it's not even right now. It's a complete just,
right.
It's ugly. And it's always been ugly. And I think the one good thing about the NIL is it's brought the ugliness to the surface a little bit more. Before, when like I feel like if like because Saban, I mean, he's been recruiting like a beast forever. The guy's not just a great recruiter. Some cheddar's being flown around. He's just better at doing it than everybody else.
Alabama, believe it or not, is a very rich school because there was no other school to share the money with.
And now everybody can do it, and so they're just getting messy with it because they don't know how to do it clean because it's new to them. And that's how it is. Well,
that's the Texas A&M thing, right? So Texas A&M has always had a ton of money, but they've never been able to really infuse all that money really into the football program. I mean, think of that. They had Sumlin for a while. They've had these coaches that were so pedestrian because they weren't CEOs. They hired above average football coaches, but they never hired the CEO who could take that money option and use it even before the NIL. And that's what held Texas A&M back for the longest time. And now that they're in the SEC, now I think they understand you got to hire a CEO to run a football program at this level, which is why they went and got Jimbo. Royal! But that being said, I mean, but now you just kind of start to see a little bit of how the rationale works, right? A great football coach is a great football coach. Colorado went out and got Dion because that man can be a CEO. He can be the CEO of a company right now and make that company successful. We'll get into that in a minute. But you just kind of start to see the difference between a guy who can come in and maybe change the culture inside the locker room and play good football between the guy who can come in, change the culture of the locker room, get a hold of the boosters, find out where the money is, find out how to allocate it, do it properly, get the right kids in place. I mean, it's a whole different system now than what it used to be. Hiring a good football coach is only, I want to say, 25%.
We need to hire salespeople.
That's it. That's essentially what you're doing. You're basically hiring, somebody who could run a company. Because think about the profit. Think about the budget that you're handing them, right? You're handing a budget of, let's just say, Texas A&M and what Jimbo did last year, right? And then you gotta essentially create a profit and loss statement here. You got to say, okay, it's going to cost this much for utilities, coaches, all these things. We're going to get money from boosters. We're going to get money from ticket sales. I've got to pay the players this much. I got new players. I got to pay way more. And then at the end of the day, I got to give you a product. That product failed its forecast. And now it's nothing more than each individual team is a business now. It is here's what I need. Here's what we got to do. Here's how much it's going to cost. I got to give you that product on a football field. And if I don't, I miss my forecast, my projections, and we'll see a lot more coaching turnover if they don't have these $17 million or $10 million contracts per year. For
sure. Real quick, we got a couple super chats, and then Freckled Baz 92 just gifted 5 more Hightop Sports memberships. This guy's Santa today. I thought we were going to be Santa by the end of the show, but Freckled's taking over the show. So that's unbelievable, Brad. You're making my day, man. I really do appreciate that. And then Tony Gemma says, $5 says, I'm going to the game in Vegas on Saturday. Let's go, boys. Beat Oregon State. Way to go, Tony. Maybe we should make a last-minute trip, Steve. Can we call out? Think they'll know? Think we'll know?
Hey, we'll see if we can't get a little NIL deal between now and Saturday. Just see if we can't get out there.
Hey, did Hathcock tweet? I see you guys talking about his Twitter. Did he tweet something today? Don't get me riled up, boys, because I'll start getting spicy in here real fucking quick. If he did. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about the portal QB. So Austin Reed, who is my guy, the St. Augustine boy, withdrew his offer, which broke my heart because I was really pumped about him. So he is no longer. He's withdrawing his transfer. He's staying at maybe he didn't get any takes. Only thing that I can think of. But now who's on the hot board? Grayson McCall from Coastal Carolina.
That's your guy, yeah.
That's who everyone's excited about. He's visiting Auburn this weekend. So he'll be there, obviously, because we're in a bowl game. Auburn is not. He has 8,000 yards, 78 touchdowns with only 8 interceptions with a 70.4% completion rate. He also rushed for 1,000 yards and 16 touchdowns and has 2 years of eligibility left. He'd be fun. He would be fun. He would be exciting to see. Obviously, the Graham Mertz we talked about last week, and then Devin Leary. I mean, it's been quiet on the portal end. I feel like something's got to go. Something's got to give here. We need to get this bad boy moving and grooving. Could it be because we have the bowl game? Could things spice up after the bowl game? I'm kind of excited for the game to be done and over with because I feel like that could be a reason why things are on hold for a minute. I don't know, but it feels that way. So I feel like that's for everybody though, except Florida State, because for some reason you guys are still working, and we're going to get into that. But I think if we miss out on these guys here, we've got to do some exciting work in the portal for Billy to keep the noise on hush. That's my thoughts on that. I feel like he has to do that. With McCall having 2 years of eligibility and you got Rashada coming in and Lagway, how is that going to work, right? Is Rashada going to be okay with that? Because now you got a guy that's more likely going to play for 2 years. DJ wanted to play year 1. So, again, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself, but those are some things that I'm thinking about of like, well, okay, like, how's that going to impact? I would wait to put McCall make sure Rashada signs the dotted line before McCall comes. You know what I mean? So, like, I feel like those things would have to happen. And look, Animal has a question. We talked about this before the cast. I'm kind of glad he's asking this, and let's go into that really quick. He says, I have a question. Would you rather play in a bowl game but lose out on recruiting weekend or vice versa? I literally was telling you about this where I felt like the bowl game feels like it's hurting now because not only do you have to recruit, but now you have to be active in the portal, right? And you had your points of arguing, which were really good. But the reason I brought it up, and we're going to get to this too, because Dion has been active in the portal, and he has JSU as a bowl game, but I'm not sure if he's coaching in it yet. That's still up in the air, I believe.
So. They hired
it feels like he's not. If I had to guess, he's not coaching in it. He did what he was supposed to do. He won the SWAC championship, so I don't feel like he's going. Or SWAC. I got criticized for that. But I feel like, so look, that was kind of my thing is like, what's the point of playing in the bowl game? For Billy's first year, a bowl game was a must. But moving forward, if you're already in the dumps, why are you going to kick your ass to go play in a bowl game when you could be out grinding doing this work? Now, not making a bowl game has its own negativities of like, you didn't make a bowl game, right? But Mario Cristobal's out here grinding away because he got shit to do right now.
Sort of. So, but at the same time, you always get that one year of new coach status that says even if you were 6-6, and this is not a shot at Florida, or even if you're Miami who didn't go to a bowl, you can say I got this year without my guys. So you always get that first year recruiting boost because you use these aren't my guys, you're my guy, and this is how we're going to win down the road. You always get that boost. That being said, when it comes to going to a bowl game, you get an extra, by the NCAA, you get an extra 15 practices for going to a bowl game. Doesn't matter where your bowl game is. So right now, I don't think that Florida can fit 15 practices between the end of the Florida State game and Saturday, but you get to sprinkle them in. You get to add them into the beginning of spring practice. That does matter. Like those extra periods of practice matters, especially for when you're trying to bring up guys who are they still, they went through winter break, right? And now you're coming into spring practice. You get those extra practices, right? So have they been on the weight program? Have they been on the nutrition program? Have they been doing the workouts that you've been asking them to? Have they been working with the assistant coaches, the graduate assistants, because you can't have coaches working with them? Have they been working with the graduate assistants doing the things that they're supposed to do? Well, we'll find out because we get those extra, let's just call it, we'll split the baby down the middle, right? We'll just say there's an extra 7 practices before the spring practice window starts. Well, now you get to find out who's been doing what they're supposed to do and who's not. And you get those extra 7 practices to see it. And don't get me wrong. I mean, they know ahead of time because the graduate assistants tell them, but it's just so much more that you get that the NCAA allows by having that one extra game. You may not care about the game. The coaches may not care about the game. The players may not give a damn about the game. But the culmination of what it gives you from a program to do with those players is huge.
No, look, and when you told me that precast, it kind of turned me a little bit. I was like, yeah, okay, all that makes sense. But I think we're in a new world with the transfer portal, and I think it's going to raise a few eyebrows. And I felt like the bowl games are already becoming extinct, and this is just one more reason they become extinct. So we'll see. Because look, the guys that are playing the playoff games, I mean, that doesn't work for itself. I mean, they're in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, they're kind of already grinded. But I got to give you credit. FSU, we talked about this, and I said, look. Norvell did a great job last year in the portal, and I said, look, it doesn't mean anything. He's got to do it again. And right now they rank 6th in the transfer portal, ranking behind Duke, UCLA. Part of why Duke is first, they haven't had anybody leave. So it's, you know what I mean? Like it's kind of keep that in mind. UCLA, Oklahoma State, then USC, Utah, and Florida State. So to be honest with you, the rest of the schools kind of are whatever. UCLA, that's pretty huge for them. They've had 7 transfer out, it looks like. But you guys have only had 3 out, and you've got 2 coming back in. So 8 out and 3 back in. And you landed the number 8 player in the portal, Jaheim Bell, which was huge for you guys. So that's a big pull. Yeah, that was a kind of low-key big pull. And you've got, it looks like you're heavy for the number 6 player, which is Jeremiah Byers, who's an offensive tackle, who was a 3-star in high school, has now been bumped up to a 94 4-star. It's between you guys. Yeah, it's between you guys and UTSA, and you guys are favored by 83%. So you have the 6th and the 9th player. I mean, I hate seeing that. Like that pisses me off. But I mean, shout out to Norvell in Florida State, because the guy can't recruit a damn toothpick, but he can for sure as hell work his ass off in the portal. And look, I know where you're going to go with this. He's done well in recruiting as well, but I mean, look,
but we said this going in. We've said this a few times, in the last few weeks. I mean, Norvell is not going to recruit a top 5 class out of high school. That's never going to be his thing. He's never done that. He's never done it since he was at Memphis. He's always kind of just brought in like these top 20 classes. But what he's been really good at, and I said a few weeks ago that he's mastered the portal, and you said it's too early for that. This is the 3rd year of the transfer portal. I just want to throw out a couple of names and see if anybody who has even glimpsed at an FSU game over the last couple of years might recognize these names. Jordan Travis, quarterback, Louisville transfer. Trey Benson, running back, came from Oregon. Jamie Robinson, one of the best safeties in the ACC right now. We got him from South Carolina. Micah Pittman, we got him from Oregon. Johnny Evans, you and I, we split the wide receiver transfers last year. You guys got Pearsall from Oregon, from Arizona State, and we got Johnny Evans from Arizona State.
Yeah, the 7-footer with no hands.
Yeah, basically, pretty much. Unless he absolutely has to catch it, then he'll catch it. But Jared Verse from Buffalo. The one thing I'll say about what's happening out in Florida State is the scouting that they're doing in the portal. They're not missing. They're not getting guys in that aren't turning into something. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Jermaine Johnson turned out to be a 1st-round draft pick to the Jets, who came from Georgia, right? I mean, look, they've just done such a good job in the portal that I just don't think that we're going to see FSU in the top 5 in high school recruiting, because that's not. They're balancing their roster.
I hate this segment.
I know you do. I know. Well, think about this. We just got Darrell Jackson from Miami. We got Kazaa Holmes, the 4-star running back who transferred from Penn State. The last. There's
nothing worse than a bodacious Steve. I swear.
I'm not bodacious. I'm just talking. You never give me this. You never give me this time.
We ranked Florida ranked 60th. I saw a few of you guys asking. We ranked 60th in the transfer. We had half the team leave. We got a little bit of work to do. We got a little work to do for us, boys.
Look, FSU had like 9 players leave. Don't get me wrong, but here's the one thing I will say: is recruiting is 3 parts now. It's who do you get from high school, who do you get from the portal, and who do you retain? Okay, you got to keep your roster too, and you can ask Texas A&M and Alabama right now. Like, keeping your roster matters as much as getting new stuff in. And FSU this year not only is bringing in good talent from the portal, good talent, but they just kept. They kept Travis. They kept. They kept all the guys.
The chat's done. Between the heads, it says this is like the sports and the local news. And back to you, Shelton. That's enough, Steve.
All right, I haven't put you guys through this in a long time.
God, I was like, we have to.
For the year.
I texted. I was like, we have to talk about this, but that like you abuse it. This is why I have to.
I did not. You said make sure you're ready to talk about it.
Yeah, this is why. I mean, but not just throw up on us. Like let's have a conversation. I don't know what that
Phil,
is.
I'm not sure what you mean by that, Phil.
Why is he still talking? I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. Steve just takes it and runs with it. That's why I can't give him a soundboard. Could you guys imagine he doesn't know how to handle the power?
Hit my butt. Come on.
No, I'm not. No, you had plenty of time. You abused it. If you didn't abuse it, I would have got it. Oh, look, you got one in here. Look at that. You got an FSU guy. It says loading.
See?
Look, you got an FSU guy. There's a little spear in here for you. Look at that.
Thanks, loading.
So speaking of portal news,
it's about time.
I mean, look, this is another one here with why I think, look, I talked about it just a minute ago. Deion Sanders has the ability to just hustle and bustle. Now, it's his first year. He's coming into a 1-11 team. It's not like it's the best case scenario, but he's able to take advantage. To me, it's like a best case scenario in a sense. Like, you're coming into a time where the portal's hot. It's going berserk. It's going bananas. You got guys worrying about bowl games and playoffs, and you've got the hottest coach on the market right now that is just in everybody's backyard, just sending offers to everybody. You feel like you got a shoe in and a pulse on everything, and then you got a brand new shiny toy just wrecking house moments before signing day. And now you've got Jimmy Horn, he's the USF wide receiver, set to make an official visit to Colorado and Houston. On3 has him like 80% to go into Colorado. He's a 3-star. He was a 3-star coming out of high school, and he's still a 3-star now, but he's a bumped up 3-star. Look, that's huge for Colorado. They didn't have a single 4-star last year. Now they have 1, possibly 2. Right. And he's 23rd ranked in wide receivers. He's number 75th overall. So look, you're probably thinking, who cares? Not a big deal. This is massive for Colorado and what Coach Prime is able to do just off the rip. And we keep making videos about it because it's electric to watch. It's fun to watch. It really is. And I know a lot of you guys hate it. You guys do not hold any punches back. And look, Andrew's saying Deion is hot air. I disagree. I'm bought in until I'm not bought in. Look at that. Even Chris Early says F him. I know you guys hate him and frustrated about it. I enjoy watching this side of coaching. If you're hating on the wrong thing, I think you're gonna look back and be like, dang, like we were wrong here. I could be wrong too, but I'm telling you, things are evolving, things are changing. He's got a pulse on like nobody's business. It's crazy to watch.
Yeah, look, I mean, here's the one thing I will say about Deion is he's always been a personality. He was a personality when he came out of college. I mean, he had like some of the greatest line ever. You know, you look good, you play good, you get paid good. The whole thing, right? But he's not just mic talk. He's not just lip sync. The guy lives what he says. Yes. And there's a reason that people are buying into him. It's because he's legit a good guy. And look, when it comes right down to it, he may go to Colorado and bust and not be nearly as good as what we're excited to see. But you know what I'm excited to see? I'm excited to see another coach that comes in and he's a boss. And he's talking to these guys like they're not amateur athletes anymore. You guys wanted NIL money. You're not amateurs anymore. I'm going to talk to you like professionals. Yeah. And he's dealing with them like professionals. And he's dealing with college football like he's surrounded by professionals. And if you're not going to be a damn professional, then don't come near me. But he doesn't let Deion ever be affected by anything from the outside. Throw something at him. He'll tell you why you're wrong.
I don't.
I love it. I love the personality. I love the guy. I love what he's doing right now. I can't take anything away from him.
I know why people hate him, because he's a personality that people like to hate. Honestly, like myself, you're loud, you're obnoxious, you get under people's skin. I get it, and that's why I enjoy it, especially when you're loud, you're obnoxious, and you get it done. When everybody's against you and counting you out, it's an incredible feeling. Yeah, like everyone keeps saying he's hot air. It's like, well, no, because he's done everything he said he was going to do up until this point. He did it in football. He did it when he played. He's doing it now. And look, has he always been about him and been a little selfish, and he's different than your Saban and your Dabos? If you guys think that those guys aren't narcissistic assholes, you're out of your damn mind, because that's how they got there, is because they are narcissistic assholes. To be honest with you, I feel like somebody like a Dion is more genuine, because what you see is what you get.
About it.
Yeah, it's straight up. It might be a little obnoxious and a little like, that's a little out there. I would never do something like that, but I trust somebody like that too, because it's like, yeah, like I see that guy be like that here. He's going to be like that over there. Me like this, I walk out this room, guess what wife's going to get? What's up, baby? We coming. Okay? Like, this shit don't change. That's why this is easy for me, because I don't have to be anything different. And I piss a lot of people off in the process. But to hate on them and to hate on the process, like, just so you can say, like, yeah, I knew it wouldn't work. Like, I don't know where this has come from, but it's just crazy to me. Like, let's be excited. It's fun to watch. How could you not be excited to watch this? Like, Colorado could be good.
We started this whole thing with a cold open with a Mike Leach interview of a guy who was just being as blunt as honest as he could with his football team. How dare you think that you are the 11-2 football team from last year? You didn't catch one of those passes. Michael Crabtree caught those passes. You didn't throw those passes. Graham Harrell threw those passes. You didn't make that tackle. This guy made that tackle. How dare you come out here and pretend like you did what the 11-2 team did? And that's all Dion's doing, is don't come here and think that you're going to get something because you think you're something. You're going to damn well earn it. And look what he did at Jackson State. I know that's everybody's to say it's Jackson State. Did anybody know where Jackson State was on the map?
Yeah,
2 years ago? No, you didn't. You might have known where Jackson, Mississippi was, but you didn't know they had a damn football team. Be honest with yourself. What the guy is doing is exuding confidence. He's inspiring the hell out of kids. Let's not forget that the guy comes from a very devout religious background. I'm not a religious man. Don't get me wrong. I'll be the last person to tell you that I am. But it's not like he's preaching horrible ideas to these guys. All he's telling is, get your shit straight. Be confident. Let's go win a damn football game. And if anybody's not seen the clip of Jackson State playing a game, and because at any time that Dion's walking around, there's a camera behind him, and all of the football players on the other team are basically just chanting "F Dion, F Dion." They're trying to get in his head. He's telling his football players in the locker room before the game, it doesn't matter what they say. We say what we want to say back on the football field. Like, it's just another opportunity for him to say, who cares about the simple, small stuff? Be what you're going to be. I just like the guy. Everybody can hate us. They do. I can see it. But I'm gonna root for Dion until Dion gives me a reason not to. I don't care about his confidence.
For sure. Look, guys. Boo. I love it. Look, we appreciate your hate. I mean, this is what I'm here for. Like, I like this type of shit talking. Like, I appreciate your guys' thoughts, your opinions. This is fun for me. I know you guys. Look, if they line up against the Gators, I'm not going to be excited about it either. But
scary, right?
I love hearing your guys' thoughts, your opinions about it. One of us is going to be right. One of us is going to be wrong. It is what it is. However, let's do something really quick before we go any further. It's Christmas season, and I'm trying to find here in the local St. Augustine. I want to give back to a kid. Hightop Sports, we want to donate and basically try to give a nice Christmas. So I'm trying to get in contact with the local police department. My contact, she hasn't got back with me yet. But if you guys are here in St. Augustine and you know somebody, honestly, at this point, I don't really care who it is. I don't have a preference, but I want to be able to give a kid a Christmas. Like, if they have a list together and their parents can't get it done. We've been very thankful and blessed to have incredible people on the show help us out and give a lot to us. And look, why I like doing this and why I want to continue to grow this channel is to give even more than what we've got in the future. So this is what this is the fun part about it, is being able to give somebody and brighten their day and seeing the smile on their face. So if you guys, again, are local here and you have anybody that you know, please let us know. But we're going to do a giveaway tonight, and we'll probably do another one next week as well, too. But we're going to do $50. $50 giveaway, and probably Cash App, Venmo, or however I can get a hold of you guys. We'll figure it out. But we'll email us, whatever. But let's go ahead and go to the duck race, because it's the greatest thing that this channel does, if I'm being honest here. It's literally the highlight. We had this up earlier. Should we do $100, Steve? Should we make it a message? Should we spice it up? What do you think?
100. Let's do it.
Oh,
no, it's the giving season.
Steve's feeling generous. Steve's feeling generous. Let's get. So we gotta crank the music. I don't like that song for this particular race here.
No, it's a feel rate. It doesn't feel right.
And with that, we're gonna go with this. You can hear that, right?
Oh yeah,
okay.
That's it right there.
All right,
that jam.
The duck race is here. We got 20 seconds on the clock. There's 100 ducks lined up, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not fired up this afternoon for the ultimate duck race, then you don't got a pulse. Okay? Let's get it on. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal. Like and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000. $100 is going to the winner. We should have made it a beaver race. If I had beavers, I would have. I would have. All right, boys. The time is now.
That sounds nice. Maybe this is why the porn bots come. This
is what it is. This is rigged. This is not rigged. 60s porn music.
This is not rigged. I promise.
I'm not hitting start until we hit 80 likes. We need 5 likes. So Oh, that was quick. We got 2 more likes. 2 more likes. I think a duck will win. I think a duck will win the race. 100 ducks lined up. Give me your favorite. We can't even name our favorite ducks anymore. We're maxed out on ducks, Steve. We're maxed out.
I want to point this out. When we first started this thing a while back, it would just be a random thing we did. We throw like a hat in there. We throw something random out there for somebody. There'd be like 7, maybe 8 of these things.
All right, we hit the likes. We hit the likes.
All right, hold on. So IBMac76 wants to know if he got in.
If he was a member, his name is somewhere in this list, because I just downloaded our member list and uploaded it to here. So this is where we're at, boys. Here we go. All right, we're bumping the likes. The music's about to drop. It's perfect. All right, and they're off to the races. $100. Here we go. It is a tight one. We got Poopy. The clown duck is making a run. It's off. Drew Miller making a late run. Michael Hart out of nowhere. Oh my goodness, here he goes. He won. Wow. Oh my goodness. Poopy is going to be absolutely pissed. Oh my.
He whipped his duck too hard in the first part. You got to lose something.
He cramped.
You got to lose some duck energy.
He cramped up. Big duck energy. Couldn't get it done. Oh, Michael.
Somebody knew who our road channel was. Thanks for throwing out there, Mr. Nobody. Appreciate the old school throw.
If I don't win, I'm unsubscribing. Freckles, I shouldn't have gifted so many. You definitely made the competition a little stiffer. If I have to say, who dislikes the video in the middle of a duck giveaway? What are we doing here? Oh man, Michael Horn. Look, if Michael Horn doesn't get back out to me, then we're just gonna have more to give away next week. So good luck for you guys. Michael Horn, please reach out. Thank you for becoming a member. Canceled. Oh god, I love it. What the duck? Big dick energy. This is great. This is greatest show on Wednesday. I don't care what anybody says. But hey, honestly though, thank you guys. Kid show Sheldon. Well, sometimes. I appreciate you guys very much for being. You guys can hear still the duck, can't you? For being part of this. And look, if you guys have a kid or know a kid that we can help give away to, please, bro, I'm watching from the shower. You know, that's called commitment, okay? And I appreciate that, Ivy Mac. Well, honestly, you should have won just for a word. You would have a shower beer in there, buddy. Obviously, now it's time for the best part of the show. That is Pick'em's College Bowl weekend is here. It is alive and well, and that means it's time for us to shout out our sponsor, MyBookie. Make sure you guys log into MyBookie to handle all your betting needs. Use the code Hightop when you are putting down your deposit. Minimum of $50 to double your deposit today, up to $1,000. It's pretty awesome if you're going to gamble. We bet on the UCF fights last weekend. It came down to we needed Jan Bolshevik to win. We had Patty DeBatte and Jean to win to get it done, and it was a draw. We would have won like $80 off like a $5 parlay, and we had a draw, which was very strange. Didn't know how to handle that. That was brutal. So guys, it's bowl season. This is the perfect time to go bet. NFL's heating up. It's getting exciting. So make sure you guys use MyBookie. You can bet anytime, anything, anywhere with MyBookie. Make sure you guys use the code HIGHTOP. Helps us out a lot as well, too. So you guys are already being degenerates, blowing money. Go blow it on some gambling and go win it. Super chat from Mr. Nobody says, $2. I need pancakes for my birthday tomorrow. You and me both, buddy. UFC fights. Sorry, Connor. I said UCF. I do that all the time. UFC fights. Patty, yeah? Patty, Patty,
Hold on. Just for the record, you're chanting. He lost that fight, right?
No, he won.
No, I know he won by just.
No, he beat his ass. He beat his ass. Everybody was talking shit about that fight, bro. Patty DeBatte wore his ass out. I'm not joking. Look, here's how it went down. The eye test, he got clobbered. He got his shit slapped. Homeboy was
Which
laying.
one?
Patty was getting clobbered. I don't know who he fought because he's nobody. Let me finish my sentence. He was getting clocked with some facials. I'm going live at 3:45 tomorrow. He was getting hit with some boners right here in the cheek. His face was red. Like, I was getting nervous. Like, I was like, oh, shit, right? But here's the thing. Patty DeBatte.
We're saying boners in the face. Ugh.
Patty DeBatte was clapping this man. He was just straight up just plowing this man's face in, like, just one after the other. And they scored it like 29, 28, 28 all the way through, which to me was even closer. But 1 and 2, hands down, were Patty's rounds. Round 3, the guy just humped his leg the whole time. So it was basically a draw of a round anyways. It wasn't as much of like, oh, wait, no way Patty won. Like, when the guy landed punches, he landed them. Yes. And they clapped hard. Yes. But Patty was just pounding him the whole time. Jabs, kicks, jabs, head punches, boom, 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 boom. To me, it was a no-brainer. I don't know. Freckled says he lost.
Yeah. Look,
Patty DeBatte won.
Maybe it was a close decision. I've seen some things on both sides that said, man, if the guy didn't have the name recognition and the maybe the media presence, that maybe he doesn't get that win.
So part of it too, because part of it, Patty, I'm pretty sure the other guy was the challenger, and just like a championship fight, you have to come in and take over the belt. That's always been a thing. You have to securely overtake that guy. Now, he wasn't a champion, but he was the favorite, I believe, or the higher ranked fighter. So, I mean, I don't know if that plays a factor in non-championship fights, but if you're the champion and it's close, they give it to the champion every single time. They're not going to, you have to overthrow the champion. You have to beat the champion. Now, it's a little bit different, obviously, because it's a championship fight, but I digress. Let's go ahead and let's go into the bowl games. Patty DeBatte for W.
All right, look, he got the W. It doesn't matter. It is what it is.
Bro, could you guys imagine if Pancakes goes to Colorado? I mean, as long as it's not Miami.
So look, from an FSU standpoint, we lose either way. If he goes to Florida, if he goes to Florida State, Colorado would look. Can we both agree that Colorado is fine?
I mean, yeah, over
okay,
Miami.
Thank you. Yeah, right. Or in Miami saying over Florida, and Florida State saying over both. Yeah, just get rid of that guy altogether. All right, so we'll kick off with our games. We'll go with this Saturday, the Las Vegas Bowl, Oregon State versus Florida. Oregon State is favored by 6.5.
I want to say my Gators only lost the spread like twice, maybe 3 times. They definitely lost the USF game. They won the Georgia game. They won the Florida State game. They won the Texas A&M game. The Tennessee game, I don't recall. They won the Utah game. They lost the Kentucky game. So they were like 4, but they did pretty well. So I'm 10 points. I'll take 10 points with Jackie Mill.
All right, so you want Florida?
Yeah, of course. Duh.
All right, I'm gonna take Oregon State Only because I just have no idea what Florida's trotting out there. You know what I mean? Like it's. Now, I'm not saying this because I don't like Florida. I don't, but I'm not saying it because of that. I'm saying it just because it's a 9-3 team against a 6-6 team.
How about them Gators?
Thank you. And I just don't know what Florida's.
How about them?
What were you saying? Sorry, my
Nothing at all.
Okay.
So we have the Cheez-It Bowl. I hate the names of these bowls. It completely takes away from the excitement of the bowl. All right, so the Cheez-It Bowl, it's stupid. Florida State versus Oklahoma. FSU
Wait.
favored by 7.5.
When's that game?
It's on the 29th.
No, bro, we're just doing the 17th, buddy.
I know. Well, I jumped to our games first.
We're not. We're gonna do your game next week, dude.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine.
Just do the Saturday game. Just do the Friday.
Okay.
Do the Friday. Do the UTS and Troy game, and then do all the Saturday games because those look. Except
all right. So except for the UAB Ohio, you want that?
No. Let's do Troy real quick.
All right. So UTSA versus Troy. UTSA is 1.5 point favorite. Who you got?
No, I have Troy as the 1.5 favorite.
Not according to SI.
So we'll just make it a pick 'em. Just make it a pick 'em.
All right, deal.
I'm gonna take UTSA.
Yeah, I'll take Troy.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. All right, let's go Cincinnati and Louis.
So you have UTSA. All right. Let's go Louis, Cincinnati in the Fenway Bowl. We're playing a bowl game in a baseball field. I
love that.
Really understand it. I hate it.
I think it's sick.
So I have Louisville favored by 2.5.
Yeah, I'll take Louis. Cincinnati lost their coach. Got a few guys dipping out. I'll take Louis.
I'll take Cincinnati. Cincinnati transfers coaches like it's nobody's business. They seem to know what the hell they're doing. So
Aaron Jordan, happy birthday, brother. Go ahead.
Hey, happy birthday.
A lot of birthdays today.
And then who do we have? Celebration Bowl is at Jackson State, NC Central. Is that this Saturday? I took the dates out. I just started going down the list.
I got it. So we got SMU versus BYU in the New Mexico Bowl. That's this Saturday.
SMU. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got BYU is favored by 1.5.
I'll take BYU.
Yeah, I will too. I'm not gonna lie. All right, who do you have next? I mean, I'm just out of order. I think is what it is here.
That's okay. BSU versus UNT. BSU favored by 10.5.
Boise State versus Texas. North Texas.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. Yeah, I'll take Boise State in this one. Yeah. I'll take Boise State. I think they have enough offense to win that game.
Okay.
And who do you have?
I'm taking Boise State.
All right.
Hey boys, we're 200 away from 7,000 subs. So go tell your cousin and your brothers to sub.
Yeah, or get our friend tonight to share 800 more subs.
Yeah. Washington State University versus Fresno State.
Yeah, I got Washington State favored by 2.5.
Bro, why are we so off here? I got Fresno favored by 3.5. Like, we're not even close right now. What's going on?
I'm telling you, I got this off at SI, and they just updated it last night. And then the over-under is 54. So I got Washington State
good night,
favored by 2.5. What do you want? How do you want to do it? I'll fix it.
Let's just do it a pick 'em. If we're both opposite, just make it a pick 'em game. I'm going to take Washington State.
I'm going to do the same thing, just out of respect for Leach.
Oh, nice. And we got Rice versus USM. USM's favored by 6.
I got that. Yep, same.
I'll take USM.
I'll take Rice.
Okay. And then South Dakota State versus MTS State. I don't know who that is. South Dakota's favored by 5.5. South Dakota, they're them dogs.
Yeah, they are. I'll give you that. I'm going with that. SDSU.
Someone just said rest in peace, Joe Rogan. Y'all fuck with me?
No, that's so Rogan was the guy who rolled his eyes at the Patty Batty thing. Like he was.
Oh,
he had
yes.
the ear thing. Yeah, he was.
I
just
know who
like,
Joe
he
Rogan
saw-
is, Steve. But rest
well,
in peace.
No, I was talking about the thing with the.
He's saying Joe Rogan's dead. No shot.
Now. All right, who's next? Real fast. We'll look it up. We'll look it up. Let me check.
I looked on the internet. I'm looking on Twitter now.
No way, dude. If Joe Rogan's dead, I swear, the 2022, regardless of how happy I was with FSU's football season, will be a loss to me. I love Joe Rogan.
I think he's
Put
lying.
that out there.
Yeah,
he's fine.
He trolled us. Well done, bud. Well done.
Right.
You got it. You got. I bet.
As if Joe Rogan needs more a push on the internet.
Yeah. Hey, Connor Johnson. Good luck to you Saturday, Bubba, with your Beavers. Guys, be here. It just broke on Twitter, bro. What's up, guys?
No.
I'm on Twitter. Literally on Twitter. There's no way, right?
No, he's not even a top, like...
All right, they're fucking with us. All right.
Yeah,
Leave me alone.
Right,
hey, guys. We're going to see you guys next week, but Merry Christmas. Again, if you guys know anybody here in local St. Augustine, a kid that we can give away to, let me know, please. I would love to. Be back here next Wednesday. Also be back here tomorrow for our pancake celebration. Hopefully so. 3:45 will be live. We'll see you guys then. But as always, we love you guys. We appreciate you stopping by, hanging out with us this afternoon. It's a blast as always. Make sure you guys like, subscribe. The porn bots are here, which means it's time to go.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see.
Done. We are...
We're out. See you guys.
Cause I got
Love you
something to
guys.
prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn